Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
All right, 20 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. 71 degrees. Looks like a beautiful day out there. Highs today around 81. Lows tonight down around 60. Tomorrow, pretty much the same thing. A little bit cooler tomorrow night and some slightly cooler temperatures for Thanksgiving. Looks like 74 will be the high on Thanksgiving. Nobody's complaining about that, huh?
No.
It's going to be a nice day, plus a lot of good food, right?
Yeah, for sure.
On the phone is Peter J. Strauss. He's an attorney, a captive insurance manager, and I'm telling you, I don't know what captive insurance means. A captive insurance company is. I don't know those two things. So we're going to learn that. He's got a book that probably would explain it all. It's called The Business Owner's Definitive Guide to Captive Insurance Companies. Before I say hello to him, let me just read to you what it says on the Amazon page for the book. It says, what if you could insure the risks of your business, reduce your out-of-pocket expenses, and create another source of revenue? Sounds too good to be true, right? With the Business Owner's Definitive Guide to Captive Insurance Companies, Mr. Strauss shows that by utilizing a captive insurance company, this is not only possible, but also a lot easier than you'd imagine. Of course, the first question is, what is a captive insurance company? So let's find out. Peter Strauss, thank you for being on the air. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. Where are you located?
Well, I'm in Hilton, South Carolina. Actually, this is my first day back in the office in a little over 3 weeks. I just graduated from my business class at Harvard Business School, so I kind of live all over the place, to tell you the truth.
Nice. Well, good for you. Yeah. Congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
So, a lot of fun. So I don't know what a captive insurance company is. I hope I'm not alone on that, but I might be. What is a captive insurance company?
You are certainly not alone. I would say I spend 95% of every single day of my life explaining what captive insurance companies are.
Okay.
So great question. Captive insurance companies are private insurance companies that are owned generally by the business or business owner. And so effectively, it's your very own insurance company, and it's designed to insure the risk of your business or businesses, plural.
Really?
They've been around for about, I guess about 3/4 of a century, and I think 90+% of Fortune 1000 companies have them, and yet nobody has ever really heard of them. So it's an interesting market to be in.
So usually the reason we get insurance through insurance companies is so that lots of people are paying into a pool of money that hopefully will only be used by a few of us. How do you do it all by yourself?
Well, so the idea of the insurance company, so I operate two companies. One is the Strauss Law Firm, which is responsible for the coordination and implementation of the insurance company. But right to your point, the day-to-day operations of that insurance company are not something that our clients typically handle themselves. And so I operate Hamilton Captive Management, and my management company runs the day-to-day operations for the captives that we establish.
Does it help when there is more than one company doing the same thing, so the competition is more fierce?
Well, there's from the respective, it's nice that if you've got multiple, businesses involved, certainly it's great to have that. Always having diversity, within the insurance industry is better for everyone involved.
And how about people that are opposite of the other people that are always saying yes?
Well, what I would say is, if you think about it, and this helps further explain the captive a little bit further, is, each and every day business owners go to work with what are often referred to as self-insured risk. What happens if I lose this key, employee? What happens if I lose this key client? What happens if there's a supply chain interruption? What happens if, there's an OSHA investigation, or equipment maintenance breakdown, all these different types of risks that we carry. And in general, most businesses, what they do is, self-insure just basically means you write the check when something bad happens. And so the beauty behind the captive is that your insurance company will actually formalize the process. For the coverage that you buy, you're buying the insurance, so it's deductible to the operating business to the extent that your captive collects the premium. Currently, those premiums are collected tax exempt up to $2.3 million per year, and so companies are able to put away a substantial amount of money in a more formalized risk management, method. And if that rainy day issue occurs, they've got pre-tax dollars set aside on reinsurance to cover the loss. And if it doesn't, well, then they've done a nice job managing it. And while you participate in the risk, you also participate in the profits. So it's really a wonderful vehicle if it's established and operated the right way and for the right reasons.
Is it legally set up so that it's immune from lawsuits?
So the captive is the proceeds of the captive are only available to pay claims of the insured business, and so employees can't sue a captive. Well, I should say technically you can sue anybody these days for anything, but the reality of the captive is that it has no allegiance other than to the business owner.
Mm-hmm. Well, you make comparisons to sports people. Does that make people have a better grasp on what the captive insurance companies are?
I think sometimes, I'm constantly working on how to fine tune and explain it and let people understand, the benefits of it and how it applies. And I think sometimes, simplistically speaking, when you look at a situation like Michael Vick, who is sometimes more famous for the incident of the dog fighting than his actual professional career. And you say, well, that one incident cost him over $100 million, in salary and endorsements. It probably would have been nice for him to have had those risks covered. That reputation harm was an absolute financial killer.
Exactly.
So I think that's an easy way to say, what happens if you lose the endorsements and you go down the list, you look at, the Lance Armstrongs, of the world, and, it's just on and on and on of these issues, and sports is captivating, and people understand that right away. So sometimes it's easier, instead of talking about employment practices liability or business interruption, just to talk about, sports figures and the impact of, what one bad incident, can cost them.
Okay, so a lot of the book, what the book has to do then is really being a great coach, so to speak, in the business world.
That's right. It effectively breaks down the history of the industry, what exactly a captive is, how they operate it, what to look for in selecting a captive manager, and then we put a lot of tools in there. We've got a nice assessment tool that. On my website that'll allow you to go through and take a couple simple questions, and it'll actually tell you, whether or not a captive's, right for you, or whether or not it's something you should explore further. So it's a pretty good guide. I love educating. So at some point I'll stop doing all this entrepreneurial stuff and become a teacher. So I really try to do that in the book more than I am the least interested in sales out of anybody I've probably ever met. Maybe to my detriment sometimes. But,
as a business manager, you have to always have a strategy in place to hold the company together, but you also have to invoke some fun in the everyday workplace too.
That's exactly right. So I would say we like to do that.
Thank you for being on the air, Peter. I have a copy of your book. I'd like to give it to one of our listeners. So if you're listening and you would like the Business Owner's Definitive Guide to Captive Insurance Companies, call me right now. I'll leave it here for you. I can only give away one, though. The other way you can get it is to buy it. We have it on Amazon. I found it on there. You're getting really good reviews, by the way. Do you have a different website you'd like to recommend?
If you go to my personal website, peterjstrauss.com, It's available there, and we've got it on audio, and then of course the hard copy as well. So PeterJStrauss.com is a great website to go to for that, and a host of other, blogs and articles and other collateral.
All right, Peter, thank you for being on the air with us today, and congratulations on your accomplishments in your furthering yourself that you mentioned at the beginning, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Well, thanks, you too. Have a great Thanksgiving as well, and really appreciate you all having me on this morning.
Thank you, sir. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Here is your one-minute news brief. Senator Bill Nelson conceded his re-election bid to Republican Rick Scott yesterday after a recount left Nelson thousands of votes short of the outgoing governor. In the Florida governor's race, Tallahassee Mayor Andrew Gillum conceded to DeSantis on Saturday. Brenda Snipes, Broward County Supervisor of Elections, submitted her resignation letter late yesterday, facing heavy criticism for misplacing 2,000 ballots. Florida sheriff's deputies fatally shot a drug trafficking suspect they say tried to run them over with his car in St. Lucie County. A Pasco County teacher confessed to secretly videotaping a high school girl as she changed her shirt. 2 Ocala men were arrested on a variety of drug and drug-related charges as part of an undercover operation by Ocala police, and we haven't even eaten our turkey yet, and it's full-on Christmas time at the Magic Kingdom. Mickey's Very Merry Christmas Party is kicked off with music, munchies, milkshakes, and of course, merchandise. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Monday will be a nice day with clouds and some sun. There can be a shower in spots along the coast during the afternoon hours. The high 77 at the coast, 81 inland. Partly cloudy Monday night, mid to upper 50s and some cooler inland spots, mid 60s along the coast. Intervals of clouds and sun on Tuesday. There can be a shower or thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon along the coast, the high 76 to 80. Wednesday, partly sunny, high 74 to 78. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440. Our tractor services include bush hog, disking, front-end loader, box blade, and stump grinding. We also have zero-turn mowers for the smaller paddocks, aisleways, fence rows, and lawn care. Fence row spraying is also available for weed control. We are licensed and insured. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing, 352-629-2440, or online at powellgene, Gene, at yahoo.com. Gene Powell Pasture Mowing. Gene is a proud United States veteran.
Problems with your AC? Don't lose your cool. Call One Stop Cooling and Heating today. You know, the ones with the bear. Make One Stop Cooling and Heating your one stop for help. And with rebates and off-season pricing, fall and winter is the best time of year to purchase a new system. Contact One Stop Cooling and Heating today for 0% financing options with payments as low as $59 a month with approved credit.
So when your AC goes out, call One Stop Cooling and Heating.
OneStopThermoCool.com. Proud provider of Goodman equipment. CAC 1817167.
Hi, I'm Russ Moore with Pike Mill. Our relationship with WOCA started in 2009. WOCA is family-friendly, community-involved station. When we moved to our new location on 17th Street in October of 2016, of course, we went to WOCA so they could tell everybody our new location. The folks at WOCA really care about their clients and want them to be successful. For all of your shipping needs, call Pike Mill, and to tell the Ocala area about your business, call WOCA, because WOCA radio gets results.
'Tis the season to be merry at the Appleton Museum of Art's annual Family Day, Saturday, December 1st from 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. Celebrate the Urban Family Holiday Exhibit with decorated trees, the beloved Dickens Village, Nutcracker Collection, and more. Stop by the Art Space for holiday art-making projects